Hello, love. Welcome to Transmission Tuesdays here on the Libran Key. These are messages of a cosmic or galactic nature for the highest and the greatest good of the ELSH collective, Empaths, Lightworkers, Starseeds, and Healers, awakened and awakening souls. Know that if this message has found you, and or if you have found it that there is something here for you, there's always the intention that I put into these messages. Thank you, family, for being here, sending you so much love wherever you are here on Momma Gaia. And if you are just finding this message, a very warm and loving welcome to you. If this is the first time that you are coming across any of these videos, or this channel for that matter, we have the energies of Momma Gaia, and specifically the realm of inner earth. I'm also hearing Agartha coming through for this message. This is the first time they've ever come through for a message like this, okay? And specifically, they're also bringing through an energy connected to, again, the dragons, the dragon realm. I'm hearing the dragons of Earth specifically. This was how they're showing it to me, almost on a different timeline. Earth timeline. Specifically, I'm seeing the energy of the green dragon. The green dragon has come through before on the green or emerald ray, okay? And also the connection to Avalon. And Avalon came through the last message as well for the Feeling Fridays message. So I just want to point out some of the things that are happening here in terms of some of the overlapping, because when Spirit wants to really hone or bring through a message, or certain energies are popping up again, there is something to that in terms of their prevalence currently energetically. So if you have been, and I know some of you have, and even people that I have been speaking to who are not necessarily a part of this family, they have also had certain things come up synchronistically, 222 on the counter as I say that, connected to dragons especially, the energy of the dragons being very palpable and powerful right now. We are in the year of the dragon in the Chinese lunar astrology, the calendar, the Chinese lunar calendar. And what I think is really fascinating is that people have been feeling this very potently, though, at the turn of the midway point of the year, with the summer solstice, especially in and around there, is what they're showing me. This dragon energy is coming in hot and strong, and it's coming in for various parts of in various aspects for the entire ELSH collective, okay? Whether you're an empath, whether you are connecting to them in a galactic way, whether you are connecting to them in an energetic way, whether you are connecting to them in terms of finding out perhaps you are of the dragon born, right? If you know, you know. All of it is how they're showing it to me. And it's really, really beautiful. They're showing me that they're here. They're showing me that they are here to support us. They're also here with this kind of reclamation energy, especially in the West, because in the Western part of the world, and of course, Western world, what is it? Gaia is Gaia, Momma Gaia. Like, you know, it's how you look at it. But in terms of the culture of Europe, and by way of that, North America, the settled, colonized aspect of North America, okay? I really don't know in terms of the indigenous families and cultures here in North America, and even further down into Central and South America, exactly what their relationships with dragons are. I know that, I believe it's Quetzalcoatl, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. I know that that's connected to Central America and the indigenous peoples of Central America. In Mexico, we have the step pyramids and all that. They're showing me the rainbow serpent. Okay, this is all dragon energy. It's all connected, right? But specifically, any culture with a European, in the modern sense, we have been stripped of the truth of this dragon energy. And it's so palpable. That's the crazy thing. And this goes back to, I think it was the Serpens Ophiuchus message that, I can't remember when I posted that. It was recent though, where we're talking about the energy of the serpent and the dragon being connected to the divine feminine, and the misrepresentation and misinterpretation of that. Okay, 555 on the counter as I say that. I'm going to end it there. This is a very big topic, and they're bringing in the energy of remembrance here. So part of what's going on is we are actually remembering the truth, essentially. The truth around the stories, the truth around the lore, the truth around the programming and indoctrination we've been raised with, the truth around the religious programming that we have been hearing subjected to over millennia. So they're coming in here for like a reclamation energy, and that is also reflecting how we are reclaiming our own inner power. Momma Gaia, Inner Earth, Agartha, all connected to this because of the energy of the Earth Dragons. And specifically the dragon lines, the ley lines, the energetic lines. This particular green dragon, showing me the energy of working, especially with clearing energetic lines on Earth. So there's an energy here of alchemy. That's what they're showing me. Clearing in the sense of alchemizing, okay? And on that note, I'm going to bring in the crystal that we are working with, this beautiful Smokey Quartz geode, bringing in its energy of alchemy and transmutation. This is a very powerful crystal to work with, especially if you are an empath, with regard to alchemizing emotion and feeling more settled, grounded in your body. Thank you, Smokey Quartz, for being here. I'm going to be asking simply through Pamela's genius, this giant Rider-Waite-Smith is what they're directing me to. And we're just going to start popping cards. They want to come in sort of for like an energetic update, okay? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Upheaval is what I'm hearing, but it's not a negative thing. This is necessary. Some of us having difficulty moving on with regard to our mental. This is what they're coming in for. They want to bring in an energy of mental support, especially the air elemental dragons, that sort of energy. I'm seeing a lot of sky colors with that. They're coming in sort of like blues and whites and almost kind of like a silvery kind of white. They're showing me the Page of Swords. So they're also bringing in here an energy of being open-minded, more open-minded with regard to the shifts that are taking place, with regard to the leveling up or taking off. Like they're showing me a dragon taking off, like in flight, okay? Nine of Cups in reverse. This is interesting. So this is, I'm hearing again, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. There's some kind of perhaps thing you felt you didn't get or receive that you perhaps wanted at the emotional level, in the emotional body, that wasn't actually truly aligned to you or meant for you. And perhaps you're feeling a little bit at a loss, but there was a reason for that. Something has shifted with regard to your timeline. And the Judgment card popping out, which pretty much says it all. They're connecting this to, okay, so soul contracts and soul lessons. Karma is what I'm hearing with regard to that, but I'm also hearing karma clearing. What they mean by that is course correction though. That's what they mean with this Judgment card coming out, okay? This is also ascension energy. This is also heeding a call, really listening to your intuition and trusting it, even though people are saying to you on the outside who perhaps are not fully understanding where you're coming from, it doesn't make any sense to them. It seems like nonsense, okay? This could be a very specific energy, and I'm speaking specifically to when you know something intuitively, okay, to be right for you. And yet on the surface, you know that this is going to create some kind of upheaval again, is what they're saying, with that Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse. And you may have naysayers around you. You may have people who see that they thought this thing, they're specifically showing me a relationship here where perhaps you were with somebody and they seemed like they were a good fit for you. You know, you had perhaps parents, family, friends saying to you, you know, they're a good person, and they are. They're a good soul, right? It doesn't mean, it's funny because they're not bringing up something here that's specifically toxic, because they really want to emphasize the fact that it's leaving like jaws dropped, like, what? You ended that? You walked away from that? But there were red flags that you were seeing that perhaps the other people around you weren't, okay? And this has to do with timelines, and this has to do with you aligning to your highest and greatest timeline, in your highest and greatest truth, for your highest and greatest good, okay? And it's tough, yeah, because they're really, yeah. So that Fool in reverse is showing me that there is a time where we can doubt that, right? Did I make the right decision? But this Judgment card is saying everything. It's not coming out in reverse. What I'm hearing, oh my God, this feels like, it's so interesting, the energies that are coming through, because now Source is coming through, like Spirit is coming through to say you were divinely guided. You were divinely guided in this, but I'm also getting the energy of the dragons and Momma Gaia combined. And Momma Gaia is reiterating the fact that you're doing this, you're coming from a grounded place when you do this. You're listening to your body. You're heeding the calls within your own body. Your body being that barometer, right? She's showing me specifically the energy here of, there's a practice. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And this is, look at that. The Fool at the bottom of the deck again in reverse. And I shuffled quite a bit there. Okay. So they really want to come in, Momma Gaia especially coming in now to sort of comfort us in this, to ground us in this. If we're questioning whether we made the right decision, if we're saying, am I crazy? Am I imagining this? Okay. When I say this, I'm not speaking to any one of us who might be going through some kind of, perhaps, let me just say that I'm saying this from a very grounded and clear-minded place, that you are not imagining things and you are not crazy, okay? So let me get through the cards here for a second. 8 of Pentacles in reverse, 8 of Cups, okay? Remember 8 being the energy of the self and strength, okay? And the 2 of Pentacles coming out in reverse. Coming out of this energy of oscillation, this is a big time confirmation for some of us with regard to a decision that was made recently. And I'm taught, when I say recently, like they're giving me the last couple of months, they're actually giving me the energy, especially since around the solstice. But this could be more than that for you. Take whatever resonates here and leave the rest, okay? Your work, your efforts were not in vain, okay? This was a learning process, to put it simply. There was something here to learn. This is interesting. She's showing me, Momma Gaia, detours and then getting back on track again. Going back to that video where we were speaking about the cogs in the wheel, which again, I think we linked this in the last one. I'll link it here again. Let me just make a note of the time here. When Spirit wants to, you know, when any energy or being for that matter wants to reiterate a message, they will reiterate a message. This came through the last Feeling Fridays message as well. That video again. So it's course correction. She's showing me course correction. We've had this confirmation come through more than a couple times. Course correction. They're showing me a progression of numbers now. And that is a good thing. We're moving on. We're moving forward. We're moving in the direction of expansion. But it's bittersweet, right? It's not exactly, because this Fool card is in reverse. So it's a feeling of like, perhaps some of us are still kind of needing to clear energetic cords. Because physically we are no longer in that situation. We are no longer with that person, for example. We are no longer in that job, for example. This is applying now to all, take whatever applies here in your life, right? Is it a friend? Is it a family member? Is it a situation? Is it a home? Because Momma Gaia is bringing in this like Pentacles energy, you know, like she's reflecting it in this, like, and you know, it's funny, this is the 8 and the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and she's showing me the 10 of Pentacles. And again, I'm seeing a number of progression here. So this was necessary, is what she's saying. And please, again, take whatever resonates in this situation and leave. She wants to come through for this message, along with the Dragon Realm. And especially this green dragon. This beautiful green dragon coming in on this green ray of healing and heart space, to bring you some kind of relief here in terms of the decision you made, okay? Because maybe it did come at a bit of a loss in terms of the physical. But she's showing me that this is opening you up. This is opening up a new space in the physical for the right kind of alignment to come in. And I'm hearing that phrase again, that Ralph Ray, right relationship. For right relationship to come in. It's interesting because this 8 of Cups, cups being connected to the element of water, of course, is reminding me of the water element. And I believe that came through the last message as well, in terms of healing, soothing. I'll put that message up here as well, okay? Because there's something in that in terms of the healing energy coming through. Opa. Let me just write a note of that. And I'm also getting, again, the energy of codes in the water and certain kind of activations taking place, because now there is room for them to come in. 1818 on the counter. Okay. And they're showing me the moon card with that, and also this idea of the analogy of drawing down the moon, downloads, okay? They want me to just pop a couple more cards. With this Fool at the bottom of the deck, they just want me to pop a couple more cards here moving forward. This is really, you know what, this is a very simple message of confirmation, trust in your intuition. The right decision was made. This is part of your path and your journey. These cards just exploded. Downloads, big time. Yeah, because look at that. This was the only card that flipped over, that fell out at the bottom. Yeah, this is sort of going over in our minds again. They want me to pick this up. Look. Yeah. Okay. This is interesting. So there is a message here specifically. Okay, let's see what they have here. Yeah. So a bunch of cards just dropped out, but they want me to quickly go through these. Temperance in reverse, Justice in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, the Hierophant in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Swords in reverse, okay? All of this, they're just showing me it as being busy in the mind, overthinking this, questioning it. Perhaps there are certain people that are trying to come back into your life as well. But you no longer have room for them. Okay? You will know this in your heart, is what she's saying. You will know this in your body. And she's giving me all the characteristics of these people. Like, I'm getting like erratic here. Someone who, they're good for a little bit. There's something perhaps in terms of their emotional makeup where they're a little out of sorts. It's been hard for you to reason with them, okay? They're no longer aligned to your soul path, right? Maybe at once they were, but not anymore. Emotional manipulation is what I'm getting with that. And I'm actually getting that this can be something that they're not even fully conscious of. It's interesting because now they're actually bringing in some more kind of what we would say classic sort of toxic. That's why those cards dropped like that. They're bringing in some more of that sort of, this was actually a toxic thing for you. It wasn't the best thing for you. And when I say that, I don't want to bring in an element of fear with that, okay? Like it was ill-intended. If that resonates for you and you have confirmation of that though, they're actually giving me confirmation of that with the numbers that are coming through right now, then that's going to resonate. You're going to know that. This isn't going to be news to you, okay? It's going to be a confirmation for you where perhaps you found something out. Or perhaps what they're showing me is like a recording. Like on a phone. Like you overheard something on a phone call, or they butt dialed you or something, or there was an actual recording, like something you may have heard. And it was like, they sounded like a whole other person. So they're giving me some narcissist energy here too, right? This is how this King of Cups is coming out in reverse. Domineering, knows better than you. Perhaps this was a situation too where you had certain goals that you were working on or things you wanted to do, and in a roundabout way or even direct way, they were telling you that wasn't realistic, but it's for your own good kind of thing. And oh my God, Momma Gaia is coming in with so much compassion here for the fact that it's like, okay, please take this if it resonates for you, because we're all at certain points in our journey. But the releasing of that energy in terms of the compassion she's bringing in with regard to they only knew what they knew. And she's speaking here specifically to somebody who was doing this unconsciously. To someone, 2323 on the counter as I say that. To somebody who, yeah, and they're showing me the Wheel of Fortune again in reverse as it came up earlier. So this was, oh. This is sort of that energy of it's not coming through here. This is really interesting because I have a whole kind of, and I don't want to get super into this, okay? Because this is like a whole other discussion. Maybe this is a topic for another video or something, I don't know. But when we talk about forgiveness, forgiveness is a really interesting thing. And it's multi-layered. And there are different ways that people have interpreted forgiveness. And some would even say that forgiveness in certain contexts acts like a psyops. And it does when it's inverted. 2424 on the counter as I say that. Now, the energy, without getting too off topic into that, but it's a really, really fascinating thing to discuss and to work out for yourself in terms of what that means for you, especially when you've been through really difficult things in your life with certain people, and you've faced or dealt with this idea of what does it mean to forgive. Okay, having said all that, what she's bringing in is a perspective here, and take this however it resonates for you, with regard to having compassion, but you're not a doormat at the same time. In the sense of, okay, and she's saying this very specifically to people who are especially unconscious with regard to and this just depends on where you're at on your journey, because there are some of us that have been done wrong deliberately by people who find it very beneficial to forgive them, but not forget, okay? And when they do that, essentially what she's showing me is the transmutation of that energy, so that you yourself become stronger. You yourself create much healthier boundaries moving forward, okay? Because sometimes, like I said, forgiveness can be construed as, oh, everything's fine, and now you can walk all over me, and that is not what she's talking about here. So she's bringing in this energy of compassion around a situation where perhaps you knew that that person was doing the best that they could with what they knew on their journey, with their patterns, with their karma, with their makeup, with their personality, their family, their raised, how they were raised, their programming and indoctrination, all of it. But you are not having any of it anymore. And at the same time, you have compassion for where they're at. You wish them well, you send them love, you thank them. But you're on to the next thing now. And this simply is somebody not telling the full truth, or lack of focus, clarity, or end goal, okay? Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. This one wants to pop out. Which baby is this? Oh, look at that, the Empress in reverse. So this could also be an energy of someone who, I'm getting a lot of like, there's a lot coming through for that. Someone who perhaps doesn't understand the divine feminine. I feel like that's a really specific message for some of us. Like perhaps you've had conversations about that with them and they just don't get it. But this could also be some type of feminine kind of matriarch, sort of domineering again, because we had the Hierophant come out, which is sort of more of a male figure, but in the feminine sense, okay? This is beautiful. This Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck is just another confirmation from Momma Gaia, especially that that something new is coming in fast. This clearing out of energy is making the way for something new to come in quickly. And we've got another 8 coming through here. So this is the energy of the self. This is the energy of you on your highest and greatest timeline, for your highest and greatest good, and your highest and greatest truth. This is the only card in the deck that does not have a person or an animal in it. And that's significant because this is energy. This is also more downloads coming through as well. This green dragon also coming in for that big time. Something with the alchemy here in the lemniscate and the number 8 as well is what they're showing me. This back and forth energy at the heart space. Remember how we had that come through in one of the messages? I was talking about the work of Carol Tuttle, and for this 8 year, that's what I'm seeing right now. Re-energizing the heart is what this green dragon is bringing through. A re-energizing of the heart. He's showing me like this energy, almost like, please do not take this literally, but it's like he's showing me like a pulsing, almost like a defibrillator, like a reawakening. We got a lot of that energy going on right now, okay? Okay, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you to Momma Gaia. Thank you to the energies here of the inner earth, the dragons, the dragon realms connected to all of this. I'm even feeling a lot of healing energy coming in from, well, this green ray is very much connected to Archangel Raphael, so that might be something for you as well, if that resonates for you. Thank you for being here with us. I thank you for being here for spending your time and your energy with us in this space. Thank you to this beautiful Smokey Quartz for bringing in this energy. And I'm sending you so much love wherever you are in love and liberation, always.